Oh, how fabulous. Hi there. Welcome to How Fabulous by Toni and Co. I'm Toni, and in today's episode, we speak to the very fabulous Leesa O'Reilly. That's with Leesa with 2 E's. Now, Leesa and I met many years ago through the advertising industry. She was the stylist on a job I was producing, and we've just kept in touch, and we've also worked together on several occasions since then. Now, she's a beautiful food and interiors stylist and much more than that. And we talk about how she got her break into the biz and what she's doing now. So there you go, Leesa O'Reilly. I do hope you enjoy this episode. Hello and welcome to How Fabulous by Toni and Co. I'm Toni, and today I have got the very, very fabulous, look at her laughing, it's not even worth laughing, the very, very fabulous Leesa O'Reilly, and that's Leesa with 2 E's. And look, Leesa is, I feel like I'm going to give you a little bit of an intro, and then I want to make sure that you tell us all about what you do. But in a nutshell, and I actually felt very intimidated by you coming to this space today, because you are in fact one of the best and most beautiful interiors stylist around, as well as a food stylist and a million other things. But I thought, oh my God, she's going to come in and she's going to be critiquing and going, oh, that and that and that.
Never, no critiquing, just loving.
But you know what? But then I thought, no, Lisa's not actually like that. But it was because you are so, you know, high up and amazing at what you do.
Thank you.
There was always that sort of, I don't want her to see my space.
That's beautiful. I'm very glad to be here. Thank you.
Muchas gracias. Thank you. So, Lise, tell me, you've had an amazing career and life, and that is, we talked about it before, you started out not being an amazing stylist, interiors or food stylist, or photographer, because you do photography as well. How did you start out in your career? Like, what did you do? Like, how did that all come about?
Which career? Yeah, wow.
You've had a lot.
I've lived, it's almost like I've lived a double life, sort of. I don't know. I had no idea what I wanted to do when I left school.
Hello, that's me.
Yeah, who does? It's so hard.
It's really young. I mean,
yeah.
What do you really know about yourself at 17, 18, 19, 20? I know that you do, Harriet. I'm looking at Harriet, she's turning 20, and she's like got a share together.
I hate her.
Back in the olden days, I didn't know, and
no.
you didn't know either.
No idea.
So how did you set off on that journey?
I was in the car with my dad one day, and we were driving around Queen's Road and
in Melbourne.
In Melbourne.
So you're Melbourne.
Yeah, I grew up in Melbourne.
I love how I've left my phone on SOS.
Keep it real, Toni. What's it called? Very hard to say.
Pop grip.
Pop grip. Say that 3 times really fast.
And when you're drunk also. Sorry, I didn't turn on silent. How unprofessional. There you go.
It's the way we like it. So long story short, because I'll talk for hours if I could. Drove past the Jet Set building, which was a travel training course, and one of my girlfriends from school had just done the course and was working in a travel agency. So Dad said, why don't you do that travel course?
Oh my God, just because you were driving past and it happened to be there.
Yeah. So I was like, well, okay, why not?
Sure.
So I did that for 6 months, and then I got a job in Sydney working for Ansett Airlines. Do you remember?
I remember Ansett.
Yeah, lots of people won't, but yeah. So I moved to Sydney at 19, lived in the Northern Beaches.
I can imagine you living in Northern Beaches in Sydney.
It was great.
You loved it.
Loved it. But it took me an hour and a half to get to work each way on the bus. And anyway, it was a corporate life that I did. I worked for 8 years.
And you serviced businesses. You're a travel agent, but for this kind of corporate client up here.
Yeah.
Not just your mums and dads wanting to go to.
I did different things. I did reservations initially, which everyone has to do, answering the phones. And that was great. Taught me a lot about dealing with people's skills.
Yeah, I think it would be invaluable.
Yeah.
Everything we do always leads us somewhere, and it's always something that we take on board and use.
Yeah.
Even if you don't think you do,
Yeah.
I reckon you do. I've done that.
And it takes a long time. It takes a while to recognise that, I think, as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you want to get straight somewhere. You don't want to do all of that.
Yeah.
But you have to do all of that.
Yeah.
Because then when you look back,
Yeah.
that is what got you there.
Yeah.
All of those little bits and pieces, and
Yeah.
yeah.
So I lived that. I had that world for 8 years, and at the end of my career at Ansett, I was managing their two top corporate accounts, booking all their international travel, and it was great. I travelled. I would fly to London for $230 return.
Oh,
It was great. It was awesome.
you are living the life.
I was
living in Sydney and just jetting everywhere.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that stage I was living with my fiance at the time in Paddington. So this is how it kind of evolves. He would get home from work most days and the house would just look like a completely different house. I did say...
See, living with someone who is creative and wants to style,
Yeah.
shit changes, man.
I can't-
Everything changes. You can't leave it the same.
No. It's like, wait a minute, what about... And I'm not very good at sitting still either, so it's like,
Yeah.
what if I tried that? Would that look there? Anyway, we were living in a beautiful, tiny two-storey terrace house in Paddington. Loved it. We had a dog. I would take Rufus for a walk at, dusk, when everyone had started turning on their lights, but their blinds were still open and their front doors were open. So
And you were
you'd
looking
just be
inside
like,
their houses?
"Oh,
Oh my God, I do that too.
look at that." It's like, oh, look at that. And Paddington's such a beautiful
yeah.
suburb.
With beautiful architecture and so much, kind of it's a bit eclectic because it's modern
Yeah.
with, all of this old history as well. I love
amongst.
Sydney,
Yeah.
for sure.
And I was also buying lots of interiors magazines. And anyway, Stephen came home one day and he said, "Oh, I've had enough. You've got to get a job doing something that involves being creative." Can I use my hands anymore?
I love it. Do it. More gesticulating. More.
So he and my cousin, who was living with me at the time, helped me write a letter. There was this tiny little country road homeware store in Paddington, next to the Paddington Inn, which was this fantastic pub.
I feel like I've been there.
Sydney was a different place. This is in the 90s, Anyway, put my CV under the door, just basically saying, "Can you give me a job? Otherwise my fiance will leave me."
Yeah.
So I got a job working Saturday, Sundays at Country Road.
You would have been in heaven. Heaven.
Loved it.
Yeah.
And it was easy. It was, a bit of visual merchandising, serving people. I mean, just
Surrounded by beautiful things that you
Yeah.
could, at any point, go, I'm going to move these towels and I'm going to make a big thing and I'm going to put
Yeah.
these vases and the thing and
yeah. And
Yeah.
I can pick something up and love it, and then put it back down and say hello to it again next week and not have to buy it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't very good at that.
Occupational hazard. Yeah.
So I did that for 18 months, and then we had a whisper that Ansett was going down. So, and Stephen and I wanted to buy a house. We couldn't do that anywhere that we wanted to live in Sydney, so we came back to Melbourne.
Thank God you did.
But-
Thank God we got you back.
Yeah,
Otherwise
came back.
we wouldn't have met.
I know.
No.
And having worked 7 days a week for 18 months, I was somewhat exhausted. So I just got a casual job working for Country Road, and
In South Yarra, was it?
yeah,
Yeah.
I started at Chatty. Ugh,
Yeah.
that was hard. That was
Yeah.
torture.
Yeah.
And then went to South Yarra when it was the beautiful home was upstairs, and there was a cafe, and it was just a nice environment.
Yeah.
But it was just polishing glasses and folding towels and helping people make decisions about what colour bath towels they might
So anybody out there that has been to South Yarra Country Road back in those days, you've actually been advised by Leesa O'Reilly, who now, yeah, okay, so there's that.
But it's, so I did that, and because it was the biggest store, like they refer to it as the flagship store, where people come and like stylists will come to borrow things for shoots, and so I met some stylists and did a little bit of assisting, and yeah, I also had another part-time job decorating houses that were for sale. So the whole interiors thing was kind of,
it was taking off.
coming
Your time
together.
was coming for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And I remember you saying to me that you used to, back in those days, you used to collect magazines, so beautiful magazines, do tear sheets and put them of all these beautiful things that you've seen. So nowadays it's Pinterest and crazy stuck like that. But back, you literally rip stuff out and go,
and I've still got them.
Oh, I love that.
I can't throw them away.
Yeah.
Folders and folders, like of A4 in a sleeve, and I do, because you can't. I don't know. I don't mean to be rude. I don't love interiors magazines at the moment because they all look the same.
Yeah.
So going back and looking at, that inspires me. So speaking of which. One day I was working at Country Road, and this woman walked in, absolutely beautiful, glamorous, black suit, beautiful dark hair, bob, amazing.
Did she smell nice?
Chunky necklace. I didn't smell her.
Oh, maybe she smelled $1 million. You should have just had a little.
Just walked past and gone.
How are you?
Yeah. So I just noticed her, and she wandered around, and I heard one of my colleagues say, "Do you need a hand?" And she said, "No, don't worry about me. I'm Helen Redmond. I'm the editor of Vogue Living magazine."
The Helen Redmond.
The Helen Redmond, who is, if you want to talk to a she's fabulous. She's the most incredible.
That's iconic.
Considered.
That's a good word.
So subtly. The way she considers everything is just amazing. I have so much admiration for her. She's become an incredible artist. Anyway, so I was like, ding, Helen Redmond. I know that name only because I've been tearing out articles from Vogue Living and other magazines for years and years, following her. I was like,
and admiring her from afar.
God, that's Helen Redmond.
And so how did you make your way and just push this other girl away and go, no, I will help you?
I didn't. I let her go, and I just went behind the counter and got some paper and wrote my name and number down. And as she was leaving, I just sort of said, "Oh, excuse me, Helen. My name is Leesa, and I'm." I hope you don't mind. I've been tearing stuff out that you've been doing for years and years. I love what you do. If you ever need a hand with anything, here's my. Oh
my gosh.
That.
And she took it, obviously.
Yeah, she took it, and we had a chat. We spoke for about 10 minutes, and then she left. And then she rang me 3 days later, and she said, "I'm doing a shoot at a studio in St Kilda. I need somebody to pick some stuff up and drop it off for me, and you can come and watch or be there if you want." Yes, please.
Oh, how fabulous. So she has been really, so instrumental in you making your way out of doing retail and actually getting out into that styling world, doing it, doing the work.
Yeah.
Not in the store. I love her.
So I did, and so I went and I picked these things up, and I said, "Okay, so where do I need to go?" And she said, "If you can drop them off at Earl Carter's studio."
Oh, what?
Also,
like one of your heroes.
Yeah.
Photographer, for those who don't know.
Incredible,
amazing. Incredible photographer.
Yeah, his interiors.
So were you pinching yourself? Were you thinking,
I was like, whoa.
Oh, jeez. I hope my car starts.
Yeah. I was, but I was just excited.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, had you not been so had that gumption to just go, here's a piece of paper with my
Because what have you got to
number,
lose, right?
And she can only turn around and go, get away, I don't like you, peasant. But she wasn't that. It was the right time.
Yeah.
And you were at the right store. Had you not come back from Sydney, and then all of a sudden she's ringing you. I mean, the fact that she rang you 3 days later just blows my head off.
Oh no.
Like, did she ring you on a mobile? Like, did you have a mobile at that stage? Okay, sure.
Yeah.
But was it like that big?
No.
Or was it like a flip phone? Okay, so
no, I wasn't cool enough to have a flip phone.
You are so cool. So shut up. So she rang you, and then you did it. And then what happened? Did it keep building up?
So I kept my casual job at Country Road, just to do a weekend here or two, just for extra money. I was also doing the hair styling, so I did a couple of assisting jobs with Helen, and then she said, I need you to come and work with me 3 days a week.
Yes.
So I did 3 days a week with her as her assistant, and during that time my role was to, like, she'd have a shoot, and she'd say, this is what I'm looking for, this is what we're doing, can you go out and find?
And so did you have like the freedom to interpret what she was saying?
Yeah.
Not just, you must go and get me this fan and you must go and get me that, because that's a really helpful thing to be able to do.
Yeah.
And lets you grow creatively and still give your, put your spin on it.
Yeah.
But you're interpreting what someone's saying.
Yeah.
And that's a really important thing, I think, anyway, because every stylist has their own flavour and style and way they do things, and the fact that she was so generous and just didn't want you to do that exactly.
Yeah.
She could see what was there with you that you had, and let you just go. I just got goosebumps.
I think, sorry, might sound really arrogant, and it's not meant to. We have a very similar aesthetic.
Yeah.
I think so. I think that's where the trust came in, that she'd know that.
Yeah. She wouldn't have made that call though if you hadn't.
Yeah.
She wasn't looking for that. She was. Oh, look at me like a freaking no hurt. Can we beat that out?
No, don't. Can you not?
Now we have to put one of those 18. You must be 18 to listen to this. Beware, Toni swears. Shivers.
Maybe you should change it to how in your fabric.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
It takes me everything not to, because everyone who knows me knows that it's really difficult. Anyway, so there's that. So she just let you fly.
Yeah.
And I love that.
It was great. And we did that for 6 months, and then she said, okay, I need more help, and I need somebody that's here in Melbourne on the ground who can go out and create relationships with retailers, find out what's coming, find out what the trends are, find out, before anybody else kind of does.
Yeah.
So
you were that lady.
I became the market editor, which a lot of people...
Okay, market editor, what the heck is that? Vogue Living magazine, market editor.
So there have been assumptions that I'm in marketing.
Negative, I wouldn't have thought that.
But people have said, oh...
No, I would have thought the market, what's happening in the market.
Correct, yeah. So style
in the style market.
Editor, which I've written sometimes on resumes just to make it easier for people to work out.
Yeah, it's deceptive, but yes, I think style editor is a lot, for ordinary, everyday people like me, that, to understand and get their head around. Because that's what you are, anything to do with style. Fabulous. And so you went out and you did all this, and then the relationships with all these fabulous furniture people and homewares, and you loved it, and so you were gaining momentum. How long did you stay at Vogue?
I was there for just over 3 years, and it was great. It was the best apprenticeship I could ever have had in my life.
I bet you it was.
I met all of the best photographers, worked with all of the best photographers. I had the joy of working with the likes of Sharon Cairns. She had stopped assisting, but she was developing.
Building, yeah.
And it was great. I was encouraged to write for the magazine, so I would also go out and find new stores, take recce shots, do a little bit of a spiel, send it to like show Helen and then send it to Sydney. And then if I got the nod, I'd, get to write stories about beautiful new shops, and so from that I made incredible friendships and still have relationships with people from sitting down with them and interviewing them and talking about their history and what they were doing.
So writing, was that something that you had to work out how to do, or it was just how you talked? You went, okay, so I went into the shop and they're doing the da-da-da-da-da. Like, how did that, because not everyone can write and be articulate and do all that sort of stuff. It's one thing to be able to look at something and, make a room feel and look beautiful and, but another thing is writing about it. I mean, that's another whole layer of
altogether
your fabulousness.
I did a short course at RMIT. After it being suggested that I write, Richard Waller was one of my mentors in Sydney. He encouraged me. He was working on the magazine. He was sub-editor. And so I'd write a draft, send it to him. He'd be like, a little bit more here, just a bit more there. But then I worked out, it's, when you're writing about somebody, it's just like this, you're having a conversation and you just think about the questions that you'd like to know, that you think other people might like to know.
That you're actually interested in. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
And then so what happened after you left there? Because at some point in your career, that's how we met, in advertising then, through Country Road. So what did you do after Vogue? So I left Vogue Living, but whilst I was at Vogue Living, I was offered an opportunity to style some food stories for Vogue Entertaining and Travel. So that continued after Vogue Living. So I was sort of freelancing for them, and I kind of realised that I should branch out and get some more work. I started doing stuff for Belle, Country Style. So just freelancing around different magazines?
Yeah.
And so so you weren't just focusing on interiors, you were sort of now doing food as well?
Yeah.
And is that just because you love food and you love how it's presented, or what how did you go, I can just do this so I may as well? Or, I mean, how does that... Often these things just develop, don't they? And you go, I'll just do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I might put some food in there. Oh, that was fantastic. Oh, I love doing
If it was only that easy.
Yeah.
I think so. This is another, and I segued back to Country Road. I was working on a day I shouldn't have been there, filling in for someone, and this woman walked in. Yeah, it's all about, you've got to talk to people.
Yeah, you've got to. It's about networking and talking and finding out and just being open to so many things. That's how I totally hear what you're saying. How I got here.
This beautiful woman came in and she had a bag over her shoulder and a clipboard, and I could tell she was frazzled, and I went up to her and, what can I do? How can I help? She said, I've just got here from Sydney. I decorate Karen Martini sets for Better Homes and Gardens. I've got a checklist. I need this and this. I said, okay, right, take a deep breath, give me a list. I'll get what you need, what I can help you with. And she said, yeah, no, I also need this and this and this and this and this. And because I was at that time doing my role at Vogue Living, I knew all the shops. I knew all the places to go, so I just wrote down, okay, get this here, that there, packed her up.
I love it.
Took her to her car, and she looked at me and she said, I just don't think I can do this anymore. Do you know anybody who might want to kind of step in and decorate Karen Martini sets for Better Homes and Gardens?
Shut up!
Yeah!
Oh my God! And you went, oh,
yeah, no,
I don't. Okay, I have to go now, bye. Oh my gosh!
Yes, please.
Fantastic!
So then I became friends with Karen.
I love Karen.
And
Can you hook me up with a meeting with her? Because I just think she's amazing.
Yeah,
I love the way is she actually a left-hander? Because I can't. When she cooks, she sometimes does this and she sometimes does this. But I watch her. I don't know. Is she lefty? I don't know. Anyway, sorry, totally off topic. But I just love her. That's all.
Random.
She's amazing. This is.
Hold on, let me ask her.
Just Toni wants to know.
If she is, okay.
If you are left-handed, she wants to book you in.
It's literally been in my head for about 4 years.
Why?
That I used to watch.
I'm ambidextrous, by the way. Does that help?
Maybe she is too. Because sometimes she does that, and then she'll chop with that, and it just confused me over the years. So I just am curious.
I think that's got a lot to do with filming as well, because you kind
it
of
must be, yeah.
you can't, and you've got to work in a certain space, as you know.
Yeah, of course.
So she just might. Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, so we'll make a note for that. Find out later how if she's ambidextrous or left or right. Anyway, so you're doing fabulous things with her.
Doing stuff with her, and then the beautiful stylist that was doing the styling for Karen's food pages in Sunday Life magazine was pregnant and had to leave to have her baby.
And then
so I stepped in and did that for 3 years, and I think having my name in the paper every weekend, my name kind of got out there. And then I met Katrina Herschel.
And people just seeing your beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work. Like if you've ever seen Leesa's, and we need to post some of this, you need to go to her website, leesaoreilly.com.au. We'll put it on all our business anyway, but you just need to see your work. I'm going to say it's iconic. I'm going to say it's just so beautiful and, like you were saying, you know, well thought out. And look at,
I've already looked it
we've
up.
got it out. Oh my God, isn't it amazing?
I looked it up like 20 minutes ago.
Oh, did you?
There you
Yeah,
go.
I was wondering.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful.
So just
Thank
seeing
you.
that, people would be going, actually, it's in a sort of it's in a class of its own, really. You know, it's not trying to be anything too much, but it's just so beautifully set up.
I think that's what
A lot of
is.
style, lady. A lot of style.
Oh, thank you. I'm feeling embarrassed. I don't. Like you were saying before, there are a lot of stylists who have their own style. You know,
Their own original style, and then there's stylists who copy, you know, or you know, and that's each person has their own kind of flavour that they bring.
yeah.
But you know, for example, even if I tried to style something up like yours, it just wouldn't work like that. You know what I mean? And I guess that's why you're so good at what you do. It is very individual. You've got your own aesthetic. You've got your own way of looking at the world and spaces and things and colours and putting those things together. So, you know, anyone can call themselves a stylist, anyone can call themselves anything they want.
Yeah.
But you're actually the real deal.
Thank you.
So there's that.
I don't, again, it's that thing of, like we were talking about stylists and being able to go out and find something. I think for me, having been in the industry for over 20 years now, Jesus, it says a lot, doesn't it? Yes, I'm nearly 50. There are so many layers. You have to be able to, if you're doing an advertising job, you can't have your own style.
No.
Because you're given a brief.
You're giving a brief.
And you have to
a
fulfil
budget.
that.
Yeah, that's right.
And you can't wander in with all your pretties and your da-da-da.
And you cannot take your time to do it either.
No.
It has to be done within budget, within time, and to a really specific brief. And sometimes often using just a really limited window of items and things. And so it's quite different. Advertising's really different.
Totally different world.
From editorial to doing homes to, you know, and even within that, people have different budgets with their homes. So there's that as well.
Yeah, and I think if you, oh God, this is going to sound, I'm not going to say it. You have to be able to be able to do the job properly. You have to be able to fulfill a brief and not have an ego.
That's right.
And the most important thing is that the client's happy.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you get to play and have fun doing editorial stuff. Well, I think that's also changed now. Everything's very heavily art directed from the editors in Sydney these days. I feel so incredibly blessed that the food editor, Sophia Young, would ring me from Sydney at Vogue Entertaining and say, the first time she rang me, she said to me, "We're doing a story on this guy that's, you know, up and coming, Andrew McConnell. We're going out to a winery in Red Hill. Can you come and just decorate the table? We're going to do it in a barn. We'll, you know, wine barrels, all sorts of stuff. Do whatever you want."
Oh,
Sorry.
wow, that's a nice thing to
And
do.
nobody gets to do that anymore. So I
No.
was at that, I think, so that's where I've been incredibly blessed, because I had a good 10 years, if not more, of being able to be completely freely creative. So I could
That means a lot.
sit on
doesn't
it. So
Yeah.
I'd get a you know, like we you know, I'd call, we're going up to the lake house, you know, to do a shoot up there. And for me, it's never been a forced process. I would be given recipes, so I knew what food we were shooting. If I didn't know what it was, I'd research what it was and how it would look. So I always knew what the food was
Yeah,
and what
because
was in
there's
the
a process.
dish.
There's a plan beforehand,
Yeah.
and if you're well planned beforehand, then you have that
Yeah.
freedom to then
Yeah.
create and
Yeah.
play and
And
create magic.
Yes, and I'd know what size dishes I'd need, what sort of cutlery I'd need, what glassware I might need that would go well with that. And I'd just get in the car and go and just start looking, and I'd just pick stuff. And it just all came together, and I feel very lucky that I haven't had to force it. It's just and I think that's the most important thing, is trusting your instinct.
Yeah, and I think being creative though is you have to have that. You have to be able to trust your instinct, but at the same time, I mean, I know for me, you know, I'm always questioning, and then I look back on my previous work and think, I could have.
There's
And-
always going to be a could have.
Exactly, but I think that's a really good thing because it keeps you wanting to do better. You never ever
Yeah.
can rest on your laurels. You can't rest on the fact that you are Leesa O'Reilly. You can't rest on the fact that you have had this amazing career working with some of the best people in Australia and beyond, because people's style evolves. Their ideas of what's wonderful evolves
Yeah.
and changes,
Yeah.
as does yours. And you know, we all get older, and that kind of thing that we bring
Yeah.
does always change,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Absolutely.
You know, and I think that's a really important thing to remember. You know,
And people ask, you know, do you get nervous? Of course.
oh my God, sick nervous. Yep, sure.
Absolutely. Sleepless nights before shoots. And that's because I'm not taking anything for granted.
There it is. Yeah,
You know,
absolutely. You do feel scared, even if you're working with. And so you worked with all of these, you know, amazing chefs, Karen and lots of other people. You got into photography as well.
Yeah.
So you're an all interior styling, food styling, creative director, writer, taking pictures, gathering stuff, you know, doing all that sort of stuff. Still doing advertising, and that's you know, there was that.
Yeah.
So what do you do? Like, what would be your favourite? What are you doing now? What do you do now? What's your favourite thing? We need to know what your favourite thing. You'll probably say no. You can't say it. You can't say it because they're all beautiful. Anyway, sorry.
I appreciate that question. Like we all know, last year was pretty rubbish with COVID. Our industry completely stopped.
Oh my God, was your house just like restyled?
Yeah. I actually had I lost to some family last year and had a bit of an aha moment in having stuff. I had a garage full of props that I'd been carrying around for, you know, at least 10 years with food styling, and I just wanted to peel off layers.
Yeah.
So I had an Instagram sale, and I sold. I've got one cupboard with props in it that I wanted to keep, that I knew I'd never be able to find again, and that was special.
Wow.
I did
That's
that.
actually saying something to have that much.
Well, yeah,
Wow.
after
yeah.
having a massive garage full of stuff, and it just felt good to peel off,
to shed it.
to not have so much stuff in your life. Which, don't get me wrong, I've still got too much stuff.
Yeah.
But
I know the very thing that you're talking about.
I lost my passion for going out and finding new things.
Yeah.
Because I could just go to the garage and just go, right, I'll take that. And everything was sort of starting to look the same. I was getting bored. I wasn't challenging myself. And I was beginning to dislike my job.
Wow. Yeah, that's saying something.
Yeah. So at the end of last year, I got rid of as much as I could. I moved, downscaled. Now I've got things in my home that are sentimental and that are very important to me, that I've had in boxes for years and years and years, because I haven't had any room for it because I've had a house full of work clutter.
Yeah.
So I'm still doing styling work. I do photography for specific, not for everyone. Like if you rang me and said, a company that sells tin tuna wants you to do an advertising shoot for them, I'd say thanks, but no.
That's not your flavour.
No. And I'm grateful that I can say that, because I think that you have to be true to yourself and what is important. This year for me is that I think about reinventing the wheel as such. My love affair with food styling has waned. I think I get really disappointed when I look at Instagram and you can see a plate with some food on it, but you can't tell what it is. What am I looking at?
Yeah.
It's pretty, but what is it?
Yeah.
I can't, and that's for me. If you can't tell what something is when you're looking at it, you're not doing your job right, and you're letting the chef down. And and it's not your reputation; it's the chef's.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Because you're meant to be working in unison with them,
Exactly.
not then taking over
Yeah.
the whole project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the first sentence that comes out of my word when I meet a chef, and they're always a bit anxious because it's like, well, who are you? You're
Of course
just a
they are,
food.
because they're just as creative.
Yeah, and
and that's their outlet.
Yeah. And I say, I'm here. Let me unpack what I've brought. I want you to be happy with everything. Then can we talk about the food? Can you work with me in choosing what you would like? Because it doesn't matter what he picks. I already like it because I've brought it to the job.
Yeah, of course.
I can't have an ego, and I have to make sure that the chef's incredibly comfortable and trusts me, that I'm not going to go,
Yeah, it's all about me. Let's shift focus to me, not the food.
Yeah.
And what it accompanies, it works in unison, it complements. Yeah.
And it's about respect.
Because you've worked with some pretty heavy chefs as well, around the place.
Yeah.
And, so there's that.
Yeah.
So you'll continue to do that. Will you continue doing private events and that sort of thing as well?
Yes, I think that's another thing. I got asked to cater for a very special wedding in 2018 for 150 people. It was Graham Geddes and his fiancée Alana Kennedy. So I don't know if you know of Graham Geddes, but he's probably one of Melbourne's most renowned antique dealers. So the reception was in his showroom.
It needed to be quite beautiful then.
Yeah.
Not just to slap up with some plastic plates.
No, it was extraordinary.
Oh, that would have fitted you to the T.
Yeah.
I can imagine that was beautiful.
It was great. I devised the menu with Alana. We took our time. I sourced some French Madeleine trays from France to serve deviled eggs on.
Oh.
And it was fun. So I'm
detail.
doing those little things, and that's just word of mouth through friends and that sort of thing. But I'm in the process of beginning my own blog, for want of, I don't know, is there another word?
I don't know.
Doesn't
matter.
matter.
It's a blog. It's a blog.
It's a blog.
You're blogging.
We all know and love the design files, and I think that what Lucy has done is incredible. Like, wow, what a woman.
Yeah, amazing.
To have established such an incredible business.
Yeah, huge job, huge.
I think we don't have, there's not much happening in magazines at the moment. I want to do things a little bit differently. I've got contacts, and I know a lot of artists and a lot of chefs and a lot of creative people who have homes that no one's ever seen, that are full of their own personality, their own character, their own quirks, their own life. They don't care about the cookie cutter trends at the moment that's going on,
and what's in fashion
on the what's it called,
what's in style,
the block, all that stuff. Everyone's got the same things, and I get that. For when you're young and you're just starting out, you want to, you're like, oh, I don't know what to have, or I don't know what to do. So you watch that, and I think that's how your style evolves. But so I'm starting this. It's called the Dray.
The what?
The Dray, D-R-E-Y.
Yes.
And it'll be a blog which I'm hoping will grow into a gentle experience. It might become a website, but going into people's homes and not showing the whole kit and caboodle, but showing intimate details,
the things that makes that house a home.
Yeah,
and that's what I love.
Yeah,
it's that's what it comes down to.
Yeah,
do what you love. Put things in your space
if you can.
If you love it.
Yeah.
And if it's special to you, I mean, and this is the thing. A lot of the, especially, this home, I think, oh God, it's so cluttered, it's got shit everywhere, but it's full of special things.
Absolutely.
Stuff that we've collected overseas and things that, can you, oh my God, is that microphone picking up like my stomach and making it sound like something else?
I just got like that
thing.
before.
It's a thing. I'm very professional here. Just in case you hear that little bit of it's nothing else apart from my stomach.
Tony's hungry.
And it is full of all those beautiful things. So I think showcasing that is beautiful, and then you'll be writing with it, and you'll be taking the pictures in it, and you'll be styling it. Oh my God, I'm waiting for it. Start it, please.
Well, my hope is that I won't have to style anything. There's
it'll just be that. It'll just be coming in and having a look.
The first house.
And the story behind that house.
Yeah. And the first house, I actually photographed with the incredible Hilary Walker 6 years ago. I walked into this house and I was like, what?
Yeah, well, you just see your eyes and you go ding, 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 ding. Your brain goes,
kitchen bench, herbs, some whatever, butter on a beautiful old butter dish, just full of history and character and stories and life, and not one magazine had taken it.
Oh, wow, really?
I approached the World of Interiors and they said no.
Okay, so it's up to you to do that. You need to do that. You need to delve into it.
I was heartbroken because it was just, and these gentlemen are incredible people, and there's no pomp and ceremony. And people have to see it, and I think I want to do this to enthuse people to have their own style, not to worry about what's trendy or what somebody else has got. You dress, hopefully dress for you,
so not for anyone else.
So your home should be for you.
Absolutely. And I say that to my clients all the time. I mean, we have very, very different aesthetics, but that is one of the key things when I'm doing it. Oh my God, it happened again in the stomach. That it should be about what you love. Don't necessarily focus, and don't think about how is it going to photograph up. That's the least.
No.
That's the very last thing you should be thinking about. It should be about feeling good. And when you're in there, it makes you feel safe, and it makes you think about your life, and it makes you enjoy your life and be happy there, and all that sort of stuff. And it shouldn't be about what you see. Out there on TV land or whatever, because it's an entirely different, totally different thing. Totally different thing. So put your pictures up, get your knicknacks out, get your mum's crystal and your whatever it is.
And use it.
That and use it every day. I'm hearing you. Oh my God, I love it.
So do you know what a Dray is?
Negative, I do not. I was going to ask that, and I thought, what's a Dray? I don't want to ask. I don't think I'm a dick. Anyway, what's a Dray?
Not many people know what a Dray is.
D-R-E-Y.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a squirrel's house.
What?
Mm. And did you know that a squirrel makes its house out of different materials depending on the season?
Clever little squirrel. No, I did
And
not.
what do squirrels do?
Yeah,
They
they squirrel stuff.
They squirrel stuff. They collect things.
I love that.
Do you like it?
I love that. I
I
think
do.
it's very, very clever. I think it's really clever. That's a little bit like, well, that's kind of what you're talking about, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's about squirreling your stuff and making it. They put their little step with their little hands. They put their little steps on it.
Like that. We got a squirrel.
Probably should have had a squirrel in the background. Quickly, bring the squirrel prop. Oh, I love it. The dray. I am waiting for that, and then it's going to be a book, and then it's going to be everything. You wait, and the show. It's here. I'm there, girlfriend. Yes.
So
Thank
yeah,
you
that's
so
what I'm
much.
working on.
And look, I feel like there's just so much more we can talk about. So I feel like you're actually probably going to be back once this gets up and running,
Yeah.
and talk more about that. But
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming along and making my morning so beautiful.
Thank you.
And just being here and
Thanks for having me. It's been lovely.
how fabulous.
If you know anyone that's got a quirky house,
Yes, yes I do.
hit me up.
I do too, actually.
I'll
Do
tell
you?
you who
She
has.
might have sold it though. Lovely woman.
So it has to be. It has to be in Melbourne.
No.
Can we go to New York? Because I'll help produce it.
Sure.
I come.
Yeah.
So I'm not even joking. Oh, let's do this.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's
on.
running.
No, but I'm not kidding because, again, like Marcus Hay is in New York. I worked with him at Vogue Living 20 years ago.
Oh my god.
He's still there. He's still styling. He's just moved. How many people does he know?
Yes.
And so
You should go into Jenna it's not Coleman. Oh my god, what's wrong with
happening?
me? There's something wrong with me. Jenna Lyons, so ex-creative director at J. Crew.
right.
I'm mad for her.
Yeah.
Everything about her. She's just got so much style. But she, her house is incredible. You should have a look. It's just so. It's New York, but it's not too New York.
Yeah.
And she's got all these amazing, and she's got the most amazing kitchen bench, and it's like brass.
Oh wow.
And all the back of it, you just go, what? And oh
Yeah.
my
See
god,
that?
like really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, leave it with me. I'm gonna get my people to reach out to us if we can't get over to New York. All right, thank you so much.
We might have a sponsor by then.
You'll have a sponsor. Don't worry about that. You will.
But that's the thing, you know, I don't mean to offend anybody. I don't want to make it a big marketing thing, a big business thing. It's just something that I want to do.
Because you want to do it.
Yeah.
Because you feel it in your bones.
Yeah.
And that you're curious about it. So that makes sense.
But if you love what I do and you want to send us to New York, then fine, I'll take it.
Yeah. I'm feeling it. I feel like it might happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not this year though.
Next year.
Yeah.
Like it's not the end of the world. Like next year and beyond, we're still going to be doing stuff. So yeah, we just have to put a pause. It's all about the organisation.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's where you come in. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll produce the shit out of it. I will find you places. Oh my god, I'm so excited. So excited.
Thanks,
Anyway,
Toni.
thinking brains. All right, thanks, Liz.